2, 1. Okay, so it's recording. Hopefully everybody had a great week. Sorry I wasn't with you last week, but like I just mentioned, last Thursday was Madison's graduation, and that was a big deal for our family. So I'm going to start out by telling you that you may have noticed I've been busy scoring today since I've been home. I didn't go to work today, so I have been spending the day going through all of your assignments. And I've seen some really great presentations and supportive comments for feedback on presentations, this week's assignment, and trying to think of what else have I been scoring? Discussion boards. I just started about an hour ago scoring the field trip reflections. And the one thing I'm going to ask everybody to do is to check your email. If you haven't checked your, okay, got to invite Heidi. Here we go. Hopefully she'll get that invitation. So if you haven't checked your Eagles email recently, make sure you do that, because I am having a few issues trying to access people's assignments. Some of the URLs or links that have been given to me aren't anyone can view links, and so I can't get to them. Also, in a couple of cases, there are assignments that had more than one part. If you recall, week 4, you had the observation form and a reflection to do, and a few people turned in one part but not the other. And if you're one of those folks, I sent you an email asking you to please upload the part that's missing so that you can get full credit. Okay? I expect to be pretty caught up with scoring by, just a second, I'm going to mute. There we go, so there's not so much background noise. I expect to be all caught up with scoring probably by tomorrow night. I may even be caught up by tonight. We'll see how, we'll see after this call how long I can stay awake. But my goal is to get all caught up. So let me just point out for you, because I did see all of the presentations, all the emerging, I've already scored all the emerging technology presentations, and I just wanted to tell you all, if there are a few that are really, really, really interesting. They were all very good. But if you haven't had a chance to check out Melanie's electric cars presentation, it's really exceptional, and one of the reasons, besides the content being very interesting, the way she used music and graphics in her presentation really well aligned with the topic. And I know I've already scored for those of you who've done your reviews for this week. I've already given you a score, but even if you have gotten a score, if you haven't seen Melanie's presentation, it's worth going back and looking at. Lindsay did a Prezi on flipped classrooms, and one of the things that Lindsay does exceptionally well is video into her presentations. So if you haven't had a chance, again, not only is the content great in Lindsay's presentation on flipped classroom modalities, but if you want to see some expertly embedded video, that's a great presentation to take a look at. Yoska's presentation on food production, emerging technologies in food production, is really interesting, very, very interesting. and has some really great videos in it as well. So we don't often in education think about food production, but it's worth checking out. I'm sure you'll, if you haven't thought about technology too much in food production, there'll be some things in it that'll kind of make you think. Make you think. Just a couple of weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, was the first time I watched a TED Talk on autonomous tractors. Have any of you seen the TED Talk on farming? And I didn't put it up on a trailer for because I didn't. Well, it didn't have a lot to do with education at the time. And there are so many other things that do have to do with education that I wanted you to see on the trailers. But the autonomous tractors are, I didn't realize how prevalent they are in U.S. farming, that most of those tractors we see out there in the fields when we're driving up and down I-5 have nobody driving them. They're being driven by computers using GPS technology, and it's pretty amazing and scaring all at the same time. So, but if you haven't had a chance to check out her food production presentation, it's worth the time. You'll learn a lot. And then Cherie's presentation on self-driving cars. We saw the video not too long ago, the TED Talk from Google, but this one has other things to think about as far as self-driving cars, not just the Google aspect, and so that's really worth checking out as well. Again, everybody did a great job, but the content or the way that it was portrayed in these four were particularly noteworthy. So a couple of people did POW tunes. I want to congratulate you on doing POW tunes. It takes a while to learn that, but they're really powerful. It's fun to watch them. Watch all the graphics zig in and out, and kind of Heidi's going to remember what they're called. The paper, what is it, the paper presentations. Powtoon kind of lets you do that without actually having to make the paper slides, right? So, so anyway, Powtoon's kind of fun to play around with. A couple of really interesting e-maze presentations as well, but lots of really good topics. So, so check them out. I just want to say that particularly with these week 5 presentations, I had to go to 2 or 3 places to be able to open some of them, because the links that were uploaded to Blackboard were not necessarily the links that worked. I went to that spreadsheet. Remember, you were all supposed to post the link on that spreadsheet for week 5 too. And sometimes if it didn't work, if the link you posted in Blackboard didn't work, then I went to the spreadsheet. And if that didn't work, then I went to the week 7 discussion area, the one you posted for everybody to review for this week. And in most cases, I could get one of those links to work. But in a couple of cases, I couldn't get any of them to work. And so that's why I'm saying please check your email so that you can get me something that I can actually view. Okay? So let's go to, or any questions about week 5 and or you're reviewing for this week? Anybody? No? Okay. We got a small group tonight. That will generate fewer questions. Usually does. Okay, let's see if I can, and of course the window that I want to open is not open in the background, so I've got to go and open it. Okay, Let's try again. Okay. There we go. Okay, so these are the resources for week 7, and I had them up on Blackboard a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't send the announcement out until Sunday night. If you were looking for it, I apologize. I usually have them out Saturday or Sunday morning. So I'm going to just go to the announcement right here and just kind of go through it pretty quickly. It looks like just about everybody has made their first post on Melanie and Verioska's discussion board icebreakers. Again, a couple of great topics for this week. I looked at both resources, and there's a lot to talk about in those resources. So, and I've been noticing that they've been provoking a more lengthy conversation than some weeks in the past. So, thanks to Verioska and Melanie for making us think again. And the emerging technology feedback presentation is your assignment this week. I'll show you that assignment in just a minute. Description. There were no resources in Evernote this week. Just your only reading assignment was to make sure that you are finishing up the book that you committed to reading in week 4, because that's going to be your assignment next week.
Pues sí, pero she's going over like the things that, oh my God, already 15 minutes y ya ni dice nada, like, you know.
There we go. So make sure that you have kept up with that book, your week 4 book, because next week's assignment, as you're going to see, is to write a review on the book that you chose in week 4. Okay, so I'm going to skip over now to the assignment. Pretty simple and straightforward this week, and about 5 of you have already completed it, and I've already scored it. So thank you. Your comments, those of you that have already turned in your assignment for this week, your comments have been really thoughtful for your colleagues, and your feedback has been, you know, both suggestive and supportive. So, you know, a lot of you have volunteered other resources on the content that was provided in people's presentations, and that's really appreciated as well. So feedback and questions are to be submitted in the week 7 assignment area. I went in and looked. Everybody created a thread and posted a link to their week 5 presentation. And if you didn't encounter anybody saying they couldn't open it, then the link must be working. This assignment is worth 25 points, and this is what it looks like in Blackboard when you go to post your thread and make comments on other people's projects. So here's the rubric that you contribute to the discussion about the presentation, that your contributions are thoughtful, respectful, that you link to other concepts, that you're demonstrating conventional etiquette, that the comments are exceptionally thoughtful and well written, and that they are 125 words or more, and that if you include any references or additional links, that they relate to the topic of the presentation. So you only have to look at 2 or 3. Several people have looked at 3. I find the presentations really compelling. And so, again, if you have the time, you only have to write about 2 or 3, but take a look at more of them, because you guys actually, they're actually really wonderful presentations. And there's a lot to be learned and seen, not just the content, but the way people presented it. Pear Deck, I didn't know about Pear Deck. I know about Google Classroom, but I was just on a conference call today for work. Okay. How many of you hung in there? That's the first time I've ever had them drop me. But you hung in there. That's great. It didn't take me long to get back on, but it's the first time I've ever been dropped in a Google Hangout. So, and it didn't stop the broadcast, amazingly. So somebody's trying to get on, but I don't know who it is. Usually I get a message over my phone. And when something like that happens, like I did with Heidi, and I can invite the person directly, but it's not showing up who that is trying to join our call. So we'll just see if they can get on. It was Roger. Okay. Okay, I sent an invite to Roger. Okay, so I've got to go back and open week 7 now. Got to mute Roger. There we go. Okay. All right, now I think we're back somewhere where we were before I got dropped. So anyway, the assignment and the rubric are in the week 7 folder, along with the announcement. Everything's broken down again here into a to-do list that you can mark off. There's a click here for the week 7 video. That's if you didn't have a chance to see that what I posted on Sunday. And click here or click here to view the video trailers for this week's Hangouts. I actually had a couple of videos for this week, but I could only post one on the Hangout trailer. So there's a couple of videos there that you might find interesting. And then again, these are just any revisions you want to make to assignments that I've scored. Make sure you get those in as soon as possible, because by next Sunday I have to have your grades ready. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I was talking about how many responses you have to make. You only have to actually respond to 2 or 3 of your classmates' tech presentations in the week 7 discussion thread, but you can certainly watch more than that, and they're really worth watching. Okay? So let's see what else we have here. Here's the icebreaker list. And so the final week is Heidi. And I know she's already thinking about it because she emailed me about it this afternoon. So I'm sure she has something great in store for you. Okay.
Hey, Robin?
Yeah. Yes.
I have one other question about that. So can I post it on Sunday, or does it have to be like Monday or Tuesday?
You can post it whenever you want. You can post it now if you want.
Okay. I might post it early. Not
Yeah.
that people feel pressured to answer it early, but just because I'm trying to get things off my plate.
Well, I think a lot of people are trying to do that, so so that they can enjoy their summer and not have to worry about things. So yeah, it just has to be posted by Tuesday, but there's
Okay.
no rule that it can't be posted earlier.
Okay.
Okay. I just got a message from Sergio saying that I left Charlie's food there. I think Sergio just emailed the wrong or texted the wrong person. So I have to send him a reply in just a minute. So he must be at dinner. He must be at a celebratory dinner. Okay, let me see. Week 8. I just wanted to share with you real quickly what's on tap for week 8. You know, again, it's not a lot. There's not a lot in store for you on week 8 because it's basically just doing revisions and wrapping up. The announcement is already here. I haven't sent it out yet, but it's in this the student resource folder. So if you want to see what's on tap for week 8, you can see the announcement before I send it out. The to-do list is already created, and the assignment is here. And the assignment is to do your review of the book that you've been writing, or reading rather. So that information is here. And let's see, going back, that's it. So if you do want to get a jump on what's coming up next week, you can absolutely go ahead and do that. And the link to this folder is already posted in Blackboard. Okay? So I'm going to stop sharing and go back. And I'm going to look at my list. What other things did I have to say? Presentations. That's really it. There's not a lot this week. Unless you have specific questions, I don't have any more to say, which is good because my voice lasted all the way through. Anybody?
I have one quick question.
Sure.
That has nothing to do with this class, but do you know if you're going to be doing any of our other classes next year yet, or they don't tell you that?
They sent me 2 or 3 weeks ago. They sent me the list of classes, the next 3 or 4 classes, and asked me to prioritize what I wanted to do. And I said I would teach any of the emerging tech classes. So, but they haven't assigned me anything yet. So, so we'll see. I haven't heard anything yet, but I did say that I would do any of the upcoming classes. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm competing with anybody. I don't know who else wants to teach them, so I don't know if I'm competing with anybody else for the classes. And I am still doing the admin credential courses. So sometimes they don't like me, and I don't like me doing an admin course at the same time I'm doing the ed tech. It makes me a little schizophrenic because I also work full-time. So so we'll just see what happens. I should know in a couple of weeks, and when I do, if I'm teaching your next course, I'll send you all a little blurb and let you know.
Great.
Okay?
Thanks.
Sure. So, yeah, for those of you that came on the call late, there's our graduate. Here's our graduate. And that's it. That's all I have to say. Anything else? I will do a wrap-up call next week. If you have any questions about assignments or deadlines or anything like that, just go ahead and jot them down and we'll go through those. I don't expect the call next week, the Hangout, to go very long because there's not much to do, just the review of your book, right, and your discussion board, which you've got lots of experience with now. So I don't expect the call to be very long. But if you have any questions or loose ends for wrapping up the course, next Thursday will be the time to ask them. Okay? Okie doke. Have a great evening. I'll talk to you next week, if not before. Okay?
Thank you.